Coming to you straight from the Rio Grande and beyond. Broadcasting to the four corners of the globe. So grab your seat, your coffee, or your sundowner.
Okay, everybody, here we go.
On point, as always. This is Gloves Off. Gloves Off.
So when I was working on Selena, the series for Netflix, to play the role of Abraham Quintanilla, I put on a specific amount of weight, which I was fine doing, but also realizing it could be difficult to get that weight off. I got back into my physical regimen with James Leha, but I was still having trouble with just those last amounts. And that's when I got to meet Arturo from Laredo Medical Weight Loss Clinic. And just the products that he gave me kind of put me over the edge. I feel great about myself.
Hi, I'm Don McLaughlin. I'm a candidate for House District 80, which consists of Webb County, Uvalde County, Dimmitt County, Zavala County, Frio County, and Atascosa County. I'm also a small businessman, and I know what it takes to run a small business. And for too long, we've had too much government regulation coming into our small business and making it tougher and tougher for us to survive and get by. And that's one of the things I hope to change. Small business is the backbone of the state of Texas, and we need to make sure it thrives and that they have the support they need in government and less government regulation.
We're back at you with Gloves Off, and today I am talking about the issues we've had last week here in Laredo, Texas, which is water ban, another one. I've seen the frustration with folks. I've seen people there's no water anywhere. Listen, people, we live in one community. We have to help one another out. The water's completely gone in some areas. Earlier today was putting gas, and this gentleman started yelling at the clerk because she didn't have any coffee because there's no water. Folks, we live with each other here. This has happened before. But here are the questions that I've been seeing and through the frustration with everybody in Laredo through social media. So I had somebody, one of my researchers, do me a research on water bans. Okay, here it is. If you want it, you can send me a email to buitronacademy2012@gmail.com and I'll send it to you. Okay, we did one real quick to find out what's going on, okay, and looking at everything. Number one, what is a water ban or water boil ban? A boil ban is a public health recommendation or directive issued by the local authorities or water utilities to inform residents and businesses that the tap water may be contaminated and should not be consumed or used for certain activities without first boiling it. Okay, now there's ways of how a notice is given. There's an immediate notice, and the Texas Health and Safety Codes, subsection 34.00316 requires immediate notification to TCEQ for unplanned conditions leading to a public water supply outage or the issuance of do not use advisory, do not consume advisory, or boil water notice. To report these events, they have to follow a certain procedure to get these boil notices to the public. Okay, they can just go ahead and just say, boil water today. There has to be a procedure being done. There's a lot of things that can bring a water boil. One is low distribution pressure, less than 20 pounds per square inch, which is known as PSI. The cost for your boil water notice, it's usually that. If so, check with TCQ, and they'll have a little flow chart of who and what cities have water boil bans or warnings, right? Now, when you issue a water boil notice, the procedures have to follow. Now, when you're removing it, the same procedures have to go must. You know, there has to be checks and balances. You know, rescinding a water boil ban. Let's say all the conditions require that the water boil bans are remedied. You must rescind the water boil notice, similar to the issuance. So, like I said, the protocol follows. But, you know, I think the city is the one that handles all this, and we just have to kind of wait. But I understand feelings. I understand all the frustrations. I've seen it. I've been reading it. You know, right now we live in a time and age that people don't trust the government that much. Me being one of them. And what happens is a lot of people start blaming. A city council person is not responsible for a water boil ban. But there's departments that are. Now, we have to find out what the reasons are, correct? And there's a lot of questions that are going on there. And one of the major reasons is, why do we have a boil ban? Okay, well, here's the question, and you can search it up yourself as well, and you can get it on this research that we did. One, why is there a boil ban notice in Texas? Now, only when a water main break drops below 20% psi and cannot be adequately isolated, repaired, or disinfected will a boil notice be required. Doing a boil water notice, the city is in constant contact with TCEQ. We already knew that. I told you that in the beginning. But now, what happens? A lot of people say, just ignore it. Just keep on doing this. I'm not going to boil water. Well, you can get very sick. Now, if you happen to skip the boil and drink water while under a boil ban, there are some health risks attached. The water is considered to be similar to flood water and should not be consumed. It is very dirty, lots of germs. There could be viruses in there, as well as hepatitis, and there can be other types of bacteria and viruses. Okay, so take this seriously, folks. You can boil water, put some on jugs, use some more over. If it gets more serious as that, and again, everybody's going crazy buying water everywhere. If you go to any store, they've depleted the cases of water. So, you know, be curious about everything that's going on right now. Now, if the other question that I saw that was good, why is a water boil advisory bad? Well, again, a boil water advisory is a notification that the drinking water supply may be contaminated with microorganisms, right? E. coli, like in this case here in Laredo. And the use of tap water may make people sick. Okay. The other question that I saw was, can you brush your teeth with untreated water? Untreated water may contain harmful microorganisms. Infections can occur even by swallowing only a small amount of that. So be careful, folks out there. Be careful. Now here, a little bit of history of this boil ban. The city of Laredo issued a citywide boil water notice. The city of Laredo is notifying the community of boil water notice, effective immediately due to detection of what? E. coli in the water system. The Texas Commission on Environmental Quality has required the city to use a citywide notice. And residents are advised to boil their water prior to consumption as a precautionary measure, washing hands, faces, brushing teeth, etc., and drinking until further notice. Based on sample results, the PWS had exceeded the E. coli maximum containment level. Okay? Now people say, what can I do? What should you do? And what you shouldn't do? The do's and don'ts. So here are the do's. Boil water. Bring water to a full boil for at least 1 minute before using it for drinking, cooking, or brushing your teeth. Shower safely. You can shower. Adults can shower, but be careful not to swallow any water. For young children, use bottled water for baths. Okay? Remember that. For the young ones, bottled water for baths. Give pets safe water. Use boiled or bottled water for pets. Wash your hands, use soap and water, and then follow with hand sanitizer. Now here comes the don'ts. No drinking tap water. Don't drink tap water unless it's boiled first. Don't use ice from tap water. Throw away the ice made after the boil notice started. Make new ice, and boiled water should be used in the ice containers to making ice, right? No tap water for contact lenses. Don't rinse contact lenses in tap water. Avoid water play. Don't let children play in water that might be swallowed in sprinklers and kiddie pools and so on and so forth. So none of that stuff should be there. Those are the don'ts. Let's continue onward, because I saw a lot of questions, and those are the questions that I was trying to get into. There's a little briefing of how the mayor reacted, how city manager and assistant city manager reacted. You guys can, as of today, we're still in the water boil. Now, the reason for the water boil ban in Laredo, Texas. The current water boil ban is believed to be caused by an external source, possibly a contractor connecting to a system without backflow prevention or a water line break in an affected area. The city's top priority is ensuring public safety. The city of Laredo is notifying the community of a boil water ban. We already know that. Now, you all can get this. I'll put it out there. You know, come send me an email and I'll send it to you. But there's some couple of things that I saw there. You know, we had so many boil bans in the last couple of years. Well, we look back past 5 years, and Laredo had 8 water boil notices in Laredo in the past 5 years. September 2019, and it goes in the history of why we had it. June 2020, February 2021, May 2021, July 2021, February 2022, July 2023, and of course now October 2024. Now there's many reasons for that. People are saying we're in Laredo, we should have the pipes done right. We should be more concerned with our water. We should be looking after the community. How come they're not looking after the community? What is going on? It's not a rarity, folks. It's not a rarity, okay? Water boil boil notices are common in Texas, okay? Water boil notice are common in Texas, and the numbers of notices issued has been increasing, okay? We don't have 2023 here, nor 2024. Of course, we're still in the middle of the year, right? So, in 2022, Texas has issued at least 2,457 boil water notices throughout the state, which is an average of 7 per day, okay? 2016, the number of boil water notices in Texas increased by 73% to 939. Imagine that was just 1 year. 939, that was 2016. 2011, 544 water boil notices. Imagine that. Now, I'm going to jump here through, because this is surprising. In 2021, Texas had the highest number of water boil notices in the last decade, with 3,866 issued across the state. This was likely due to the winter that we had there, you know, that Storm Uri, which caused frozen pipes to burst and so on and so forth. That was a major disaster. And that went throughout the state. You had those problems. So that year was the heaviest. Now, the main conditions throughout the state of the reasons why, okay, that will place us into water boil notice is very simple. Power outages, burst pipes, cold temperatures, winter storms, water distribution pressure drops below 20% PSI. And the utilities water disinfection equipment cannot function properly. Those are things that we need to find out where we're at. You know, we don't have winter storms. Where are we at? Was it a burst pipe from a contractor? Somebody did something wrong, or is it just old piping that we need to fix? I think that's what happened the last time. That's what they're saying. Now, in the winter, that what happened, 8,700,000 people were affected here in the state of Texas. Towns that are affected by boil notices: Houston, Texas, Dallas, Texas, San Antonio, Austin, Cleveland, Texas. Continue. La Porta, Texas. Elvord, Texas. Tyler, Texas. Buda, Texas. Portland, Texas. Kuana, Texas. Cleburne, Westboro, Texas. Heath, Killeen, League City, Tyler again, Odessa, Netherlands, and of course, that's Laredo, correct? Folks, water boil bans are becoming more common as we get year by year. That's what's going on. Probably what happens is a lot of the infrastructure that we have is old. A lot of these cities are old. And we have to start wisely taking care of that, start replacing it. But neither you or I are going to be doing that work. Okay, we need to make sure that that is being done. We can't blame our leaders as per se it's your fault because you did that, because it doesn't happen. We exactly don't know the reason. And I would like to find out what the reason is. Was it a pipe burst because of contractors? It's not a winter storm. What occurred? Was it faulty equipment that we have? Do we have to replace it? What is going to be the answer? And I think we find out what the answers are, okay? Because like I remember when we had the winter storm, a lot of the pipes busted, and then it started going downhill after that. That's why we had so many that year. But what we need now is everybody needs to stay calm, collective. If you're going to go get some water, don't argue with the people that are there. Everybody's being under pressure, and everybody should be calm and helping one another out. At least that's the way I think. You know, do the Christian good deeds one after the other. Okay? It doesn't mean that you're going to get into a fist fight because somebody is taking 4 waters and you're only taking 1 cases of water. Be nice, people. I think that's what we need. Folks, if you need this, I'll send it to you. Send me an email, buitronacademy2012@gmail.com. And let's just see where we progress from here. But for right now, let's be at safe. Let's start boiling water. Put them in containers. Use that water for ice cubes, for cooking, etc. Till next time, you all stay safe, be safe, and God bless you all. Peace. Have you ever wondered about what happens in a martial arts studio? Well, you start right away by setting goals, building determination, gaining focus, building skills, all while becoming more fit, gaining confidence, and learning self-defense. Buitrón Academy is a school where attitude meets aptitude. So give us a call at 956-401-4868.